darling. Welcome back. Cellulite and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. I hope that you're having a great day today. It's Taco Tuesday, so we're going to see who's talking about you. And I actually did some crystal ball scrying right before I started this reading because I really wanted to get grounded and just tap into any messages that needed to come through, in a meditative state. So I will say I do believe that this message is for someone who likely identifies as being in a twin flame dynamic, okay? Because what I saw in the crystal ball was one candle flame that split off into two, and it would occasionally cross where the flames were like an X. Then sometimes the flames would look like angel wings, and then the flames would separate about this far and it would stay there, okay? And then at this point where these flames in this vision were at this point, I saw on this side, which I guess if you're looking at it, it looked like my right side. If I'm looking at these two flames, it's the right side flame, but really if it's from a first person perspective, then it would be the left side. I'm not sure. I saw a feminine figure who is just really, it gave me the Four of Cups energy, okay? Just really unsatisfied, really having a critical emotional eye about the situation. And then that feminine energy transformed to being cloaked in white, okay? But still the demeanor was not very pleased, okay? So I feel like this is geared for someone, possibly a feminine energy, because the message that came through was very much like your focus right now is really on your counterpart, the masculine side of this dynamic, okay? And really having a critical eye at their behaviors, at their processes, looking down upon them, and that being a karmic. The same way that you are upset with this masculine for focusing on karmic energy, that is you focusing on karmic energy, okay? The negative, the seeing the worst, okay? We operate in these dynamics, going through karmic cycles, okay? I don't know if it's going to be from this masculine. Honestly, it felt like it was your higher self, like trying to communicate with you. So I feel like we'll see where this goes. I'll read it objectively. It might have nothing to do with that. But maybe that's just a message that needed to get out there. Either way, I feel like your higher self is really trying to communicate unconditional love to you and observing, getting yourself out of such a pessimistic, critical view of this person, and loving them unconditionally, allowing them to go their way, and loving yourself unconditionally enough to move forward if need be, rather than just sitting and waiting and hemming and hawing and having a negative view, because that's a karmic cycle that you need to break for yourself. Okay? That has nothing to do with the reading, so let's get into it. I'm just going to I'm going to start with just the classic Rider-Waite Tarot. Oh my gosh, I shuffle these after every reading. So I shuffled this deck after yesterday's reading. I don't look at it, so it's fresh energy when I'm looking at it. Look at that. Queen of Cups and the Emperor. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll see. I'm going to get how this person, I guess the way that you perceive this person who is talking about you, okay? I feel like it might be a double message, because I was really getting that your higher self, or like a spiritual consciousness of your own self, is trying to get your attention to get you to snap out of it, okay? We'll see. Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to flow through me for the betterment of my darling and for the highest good of everyone involved. Thank you so much, Spirit. And thank you so much for being here. Okay, Spirit, let's see who is this person or this energy that is really trying to talk and communicate to or about my darling right now, and how is their presence being portrayed or perceived by my darling viewer here today, okay? Let's see what's going on. Who is this person or this energy, and how would darling perceive them? The Sun, your ultimate fulfillment, what you feel like is your end goal. This is someone that you feel extremely happy around. This person could have been someone that really made you have hopeful vision for the future. Okay, I'm also getting the enlightenment aspect. So this person, you feel like a excited kid around. Okay, you feel very innocent. You feel very like revived, rejuvenated around them. They have a very optimistic energy that you perceive about them, possibly. Okay, it could be a Leo for sure. Anything else about this person or this energy? This could also be your higher self, but I'm getting here masculine energy again, King of Pentacles. So Leo or Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is someone that you feel like has great potential to be your ideal partner, essentially, or just to be a great leader, to be someone who really teaches a lot, someone who's very wise. You feel like they know more than maybe they show. You know, this person might seem more ignorant, or they try to play more ignorant. I don't mean that as a insult, by the way. It's like ignorance is bliss type energy. So this person might not try to see things as deeply or act like they know things as much, which just means that they keep an open mind. Okay, this person keeps an open mind, but yeah, they could be very wealthy. They could be very well off, established. They could be a business owner. They could be a father figure, or just have a lot of responsibilities. 8 of Wands. Okay, what's that about this person? I feel like this person who's talking about you, maybe things move rapidly between you, okay? Maybe this person's at a distance now. Page of Swords, Ace of Cups. It's almost like you met sparks, right? Sparks with that sun, and then you're thinking long-term potential and things moving very fast, okay? Then there's silence with the Page of Swords, right? Maybe an intimidation factor. Again, I'm not sure. We'll dive into it in a second. There's the 4 of Cups energy that I'm talking about. So maybe things were progressing. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. Maybe things were progressing relatively quickly, and then there was just possibly a sudden halt, and all of a sudden this perception that you have of this person, of there being a possible ideal partner, maybe that just crashed down. Now, if that's not just you perceiving this person, then maybe it's like things moved rapidly and then things ended rapidly, which then deteriorated your sense of self that you were, you know, expecting to become with this person, okay? I do feel like this person, I'm getting like a barrage, right? A barrage of energy, a barrage of messages. You see a lot of signs and synchronicities, possibly. You might see 1111 twice a day, honestly, because of seeing 8. The 8 of Wands and the 4 of Wands is the 1111 card. So I'm like, you literally might see 1111 twice a day. And with this person in mind. Okay. But it's like when they're around, barrage of energy, everything all at once, and then stop. Barrage of energy, then stop. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, I want to see Spirit. What is this person talking about when it comes to my darling? And then I'll get kind of how they're perceiving you. This could be your enlightened self too, with the Sun and the King of Pentacles, someone who's balanced aspects of spirituality and practicality. Okay, if it's your higher self, we'll see. It's kind of seeming more tangible, but we'll find out. It definitely could be your higher self communicating with you. Or communicating to you. Okay, what is this person or this energy saying right now about my darling? What are they communicating? What is the point of the communication? What are they talking about? Knight of Swords. There is a very critical truth that is trying to be communicated right now. Something that might feel very cutting, that might feel very brash, okay? A harsh truth, okay? Five of Pentacles reversed. The more this is going, it's feeling like your higher self. Now, if you're in a twin flame connection, then, you know, the idea of separation is really null and void because you're the same soul in two different bodies. So you're not away from your person because it's your soul, and you can never be away from your soul. So that would make sense if it's your higher self, your unified self, trying to communicate with you about the falsity of separation, about the falsity of abandonment, okay? Trying to communicate a harsh truth about it. 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's like, it's only as hard as you're making it, okay? And I know that's easier said than done, especially because it's almost seeming like the truth that's being communicated is, as long as you're focused on separation or trying to come into unity, then you're really focused on being away from this person, right? If you're focusing on unity, then you're the actual focus of your mind and your heart is on separation, right? And the more you do that, the more that's going to cultivate in your mind and heart and spirit, okay? So this communication is really trying to break you out of being so hell-bent on separation right now. Look at this. Okay, we got the Two of Pentacles and the Emperor with the High Priestess on bottom. Yeah. It's like this energy, this masculine, your higher self, whatever this is, it feels like a conglomeration of it all, is saying, choose the right path, okay? You can't be in two places at once, right? You can't be in two places at once, and if you're so focused on physical separation, then that's what you're going to see more of, right? That's what you're going to see. If you're focused on the lack and the faults and all of that, that's all you're going to see. I'm also being called to explicitly say that if you are identifying as being in a twin flame connection and this person has been abusive, physically, verbally, emotionally, you really might want to rethink what you think divine love is, okay? You might need to have a realization of what you're categorizing as divine, okay? Because divine love should never be abusive, okay? So this is not me trying to tell you to wait for someone that is any of those things, okay? Not at all. I think the point is to come into whole unity within yourself and be content in that place, regardless of where that puts this other physical vessel, you know, that has your same soul in it. This is like really communicating that you are not away from yourself, okay? You are not away from yourself. You're not separate from yourself, okay? And the more we're trying to have a separate vessel fill a void that we feel with our own soul, then the more separate we're going to feel from it, the less whole we're going to feel. So Spirit's really trying to communicate feeling whole with yourself, feeling good and satisfied with yourself, not waiting for some other vessel, not waiting for someone else, because then your energy is in separation, okay? This is all about your spiritual, this is a spiritual process for you, okay? It's a spiritual process. And it's a very difficult one to get to, is that level of acceptance with what is, okay? Regardless of what that means for a tangible connection. I'm really feeling like it's your higher self, okay? It's almost like your desire for something passionate and tangible and here in the physical is blocking your sense of wholeness spiritually to your own soul, right? To your own divinity, okay? And that's a problem. Oh my gosh, look at this. We got King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, and then the Seven of Swords on bottom, and the Ten of Pentacles. It's like a false understanding of what stable is, okay? A false understanding of what connection is, right? It's like we are so gung-ho focused on the negative aspects of separation that then that's what we're manifesting over and over and over and over again. And it's a feeling and it's a state within yourself first. It's nothing that this other vessel can fix for you, okay? It's an inside job. This is a message, though, of encouragement, okay? It's not a message of, what is that? Criticism, It's not a message of criticism, okay? It's saying you have more power over this than you realize. You feel powerless in the situation, and you're not. You're completely empowered in this situation. It's your mindset, okay? And you are the only one who has control over your mindset, okay? This is also saying, once you give this person less responsibility over your well-being, and you take responsibility over your own physical, spiritual, and emotional well-being, then it's easier to accept what is or what will be, and you'll be open to experiencing other, just as satisfying connections or unions with soulmates, or, a divinely appointed divine partner, that maybe isn't this exact vessel that you're focused on, okay? But it's all about what you're focused on. This is kind of a high-level spiritual thing. So, yeah, we'll see. I want to see how you're being perceived here. I kind of already got an idea of how you're being perceived, or how your energy is being translated right now. Okay, what is the energetic translation that my darling has on this situation with this person, with their I don't know, their spiritual footprint? Like, what is darling's energy translation right now? I'm feeling such anticipation. Oh my gosh. And that's from Rocky Horror Picture Show. I see you shiver with anticipation. Anticipating. Okay. How is darling's energy being translated right now? The Hermit. I feel like you are already in a very self-focused area right now. Right now, I do kind of feel like it's in a somber state, right? But you're understanding that you have to find your way forward yourself, okay? That there's no savior outside of you that's going to get you through this part of your spiritual awakening, okay? And as somber as it's been, I do feel like you're finding peace in that. Peace and empowerment, okay? You could be a Virgo. We've got Aries out here, and Leo, Pisces with the High Priestess. Ten of Swords, again, the somber energy. I feel like you've been really focused on, look at how this person is pointed their attention and their somberness towards the betrayal that they've experienced, okay? Knight of Swords. I do feel like as you're focusing on this, you are trying to see the truth of it, okay? Maybe the truth of it looks like I needed to go through this so that I could become empowered. I don't have to like it. I don't have to like the pain that I went through. I don't have to like the separation that happened. But if that hadn't happened, would I be becoming acquainted with my own soul within my own awareness and my own consciousness so well? It's almost like having an understanding that it's self-betrayal to be putting your wholeness and your happiness and your contentment in another person. It's betraying yourself to do that. And I feel like you're being very reflective and very honest with yourself about that. It's betraying myself to put my well-being in someone else's hands, in someone else's conscious responsibility. There's a difference between, having someone's spiritual back and being their complete backbone, okay? And I feel like you're recognizing where you have abandoned yourself, the way that you are so upset that this person or this counterpart could have abandoned you. You're recognizing you did it first, okay? And it's a harsh truth. That is a hard pill to swallow, but it's good because you're onto something and you're learning something. And that's where empowerment comes, because if you have control over it and you have control over your mindset and what you're focusing on, then you can control how it changes. The Queen of Swords, look at this. You're like, okay, there's a need for me to get really strict on myself with how much of my power I'm willing to lose to others. How are other people going to impact my moods? How is other people and their behaviors going to impact my peace? How are they going to impact who I am, my stability, my knowingness of my power? This is you coming to a logical like decisive energy about, I cannot give my power away so easily. It's not love to give my power away at all. Okay? This is boundaries with yourself, first and foremost, but it's also boundaries with others as well. It's healing with the Four of Swords on bottom. I feel like I'm supposed to go through it one more time just to figure out how your energy is being translated. The Moon. Again, you're spending a lot of time on your own right now and deep diving into the depths of your fears, the depths of your anguish, the depths of the abandonment, okay? Your worst nightmare coming to life. Okay, you might be getting a lot of downloads in your sleep, so you might be needing to keep a dream journal right now to keep track of the messages, keep track of the visuals, because there's something significant that you can kind of piece together consciously, possibly. Don't fret about it though, okay? I feel like I don't keep a dream journal, but whenever I have spiritual dreams where I'm getting lessons, I remember them. Okay, I remember those dreams vividly, and it will not get out of my conscious awareness until I look up and figure out what it's trying to say to me, right? And you don't need to look up what things are trying to say, but sometimes, looking things up can kind of help you piece the puzzle pieces together yourself, right? Five of Cups, yeah. Page of Wands. Again, there is a freedom that you're experiencing. A freedom from the responsibility that you put on your masculine energy or your counterpart energy that made you feel betrayed. You're recognizing, it's my job. Oh my gosh, look at this. King of Pentacles and and the Emperor. And the Five of Swords. You know what this is saying at the bottom? Five of Swords, Tower, Nine of Swords. You're recognizing that where you believe that you were trying to navigate conflict with this person from a unified standpoint, you're recognizing that it was actually parts of you being a little manipulative because of any insecurity that you had yourself, right? You're like, things had to go the way that they did because I needed drastic changes in my energy, Scorpio energy with the Tower there. You're like, I had to be in the situation and walk away. I had to separate myself physically because, again, I abandoned myself to this person. I abandoned my well-being to this person. I abandoned myself. So you're being translated as learning that, becoming aware, becoming less codependent on this person, and finding freedom, finding empowerment here. It's really good because maybe now you can start to see this person with kinder eyes. Not that you have to reconcile or anything, but it's almost like you're not demonizing their choices. You're not viewing them as less evolved than you, as less aware than you. Again, it's so backwards to think that because it's your soul. It's your soul. So how is your soul going to be less evolved than your soul? Yeah. Okay. This is deep stuff. Okay, I'm going to see what is the upcoming energy with this. I can't tell if it's your masculine or I feel like it's your unified soul energy, right? Again, you're not away from your soul, so you're always unified, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I'm who this is. I don't know. Let's see, is there any upcoming energy that we need to be aware of? Because I don't know if I want to say actions because I'm not necessarily feeling that it's this masculine talking. I feel like it's your own spirit trying to get in contact with your ego, right? With your awareness. Very, very interesting stuff. Okay. What is the upcoming energy that Darling needs to be aware of for this journey that they're on, for this part of this connection? Eight of Pentacles reverse and the Three of Swords. Literally, you need to stop investing so much of your time, energy, and effort and focusing on the pain. Okay? We're not trying to emotionally bypass what we've been through, but how long have you been focused on it? I'm getting 8 years with the Pentacles. 8 years possibly, that you've been focused on how wrong this person was, how hurt you've been, how much they abandoned you, how much they just backstab and betrayed you, how much you weren't chosen. You've been focused on the worst energy and putting yourself through that energetically over and over and over again. And what's coming up is that you're putting a stop to it. You're really becoming aware of, like, I'm sending my energy to that place, which is then manifesting in my emotions. It's manifesting in my body. It's manifesting in my health, right? If I focus on love, if I focus on unconditional love, then things can change. Knight of Swords again. Harsh reality check. Upcoming energy. With this choice and you choosing love for yourself, you might be getting a sort of love offer. Look at this. Ace of Cups and the Five of Wands there. So this is almost like you realizing that some of us become really emotionally attached to an identity of the betrayed. Okay? I'm the pure one in the situation. I'm always betrayed. People never appreciate me for who I am. They don't appreciate my angel energy. They don't appreciate all my good. And I've just been in this situation over and over and over and over and over again. And it's an identity that you're giving yourself. And this is you realizing it. You're like, I have to stop identifying as that. Can I recognize that situations happen? That hard situations happen? Maybe even more than once. Sure. Do I have to like those situations? No. Do I have to sugarcoat those situations? Absolutely not. But do I have to identify as them? Do I have to send my entire energy towards it? How am I supposed to find peace? How am I supposed to find belonging? How am I supposed to feel at rest? To feel accepted, to feel victorious, to feel in my power, if all I focus on is never being in it? You're having a huge spiritual upgrade in this sense, like a huge awareness, okay? Huge awareness upgrade. You might be going through another tier of spiritual awakening, okay? We go through many. Again, this kind of feels like Dark Night of the Soul 2.0, 3.0, you know? But yeah, your focus, your love, your energy, your emotions, taking accountability for that. The Lovers, taking accountability for that. The choice is always yours to see the worst or to see the best in people. If you think you're in a twin flame connection, yet you're demonizing this person, who is your soul in another body, again, remind you, again, this is who's trying to communicate, who's bringing you together. You're unified under this divine entity. If you're constantly seeing the worst in them, if you're constantly demonizing them, and then putting yourself in that emotional state, what are you choosing? You're choosing materialism. You're choosing the opposite of love, the opposite of what you want. Again, that's not saying that you tolerate what you see as mistreatment. You don't have to tolerate any behavior, not even from a divine counterpart, okay? But having pure unconditional love for yourself says, I'm not perfect either. Maybe my soul in this vessel operates differently than my soul in this vessel because that vessel had a completely different upbringing, a completely different set of, circumstances than I had. And can I love myself enough to give myself grace whenever I mess up and then give them grace whenever they mess up? Does that mean I enable myself into bad habits? Do I enable myself overindulging in alcohol or anything toxic? No, I should love myself enough to take care of myself. I set boundaries with myself about what I allow in my life. Does that mean that I don't see the heart of why I've chosen maybe toxic things? Why I've had vices in my life? Do I understand why I used to smoke cigarettes or drink or, have addictions of some sort? Codependent addictions even? Do I understand that? If I can have compassion for my own self having these things, then I need to have compassion for them, for that vessel of my soul and what they're experiencing. And I need to send them love and still take care of myself with love. Send them love and send me love, because it's all me. It's all me, right? Yeah, okay. Queen of Cups, literally choosing unconditional love, period. Yeah. Instead of putting so much work and so much energy and so much effort into trying to force an energetic love offer from this person. 10 of Wands, Knight of Cups. Yeah, okay. This is really interesting. I feel like this has already been kind of advice. I guess I'm going to get another parting, message here about what you should be aware of or what you should do. 10 of Pentacles and the Devil. Capricorn energy, Gemini energy with the Lovers. If your entire well-being is banked on someone else being stuck to you, being stuck to someone else, if your entire well-being, if your optimism, your abundance is tied to another person, that's not healthy. It's not healthy. Free will, yeah. It's almost like in this journey, a lot of people can lose the sight of autonomy. You lose your autonomy to giving your well-being over to this person. And then you also kind of portray them as not being an autonomous person with their own choices and their own free will, right? It's still your soul, but you're both autonomous, right? You're both autonomous. And if you're focusing on the separation, then you're autonomously choosing separation, okay? Separation versus unity is just unconditional love. Regardless of what it looks like. That doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean enabling bad behavior. It doesn't mean anything like that. Not at all. We cannot enable people and still love them, okay? Okay, is there anything that Darling needs to keep in mind moving forward? The Two of Wands can sometimes talk about feeling like you have known everything, you've experienced everything, and there's nothing else for you to discover. But really, there's a whole world out there, okay? This is coming after the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower. Look, you want to experience something new. You want to experience something solid and stable. But you have to be willing to open your mind to say, maybe I don't know everything that there is to know. Maybe I'm not on the higher ground here. Maybe there's things that I have to learn. If you think that this counterpart of yours has things to learn, then you're telling yourself that you have things to learn. You have things to learn. And you can focus on trying to find readings where this person gets it, this person gets it, but what are you learning? Because you can't make this person, you can't make that vessel learn anything unless you're focusing on learning something yourself. 1:11 on the clock. 1:11 on the clock. Drastic changes come from you humbling yourself to saying, I don't have it all figured out. I'm not on some, superior high road, That's my soul too. If I judge them, I'm judging me. If they don't know enough, then I don't know enough. If they have things to learn, I have things to learn. What do I need to do for me? How can I feel whole in myself? 10 of Cups, that's where you find your bliss, your euphoria, your ultimate emotional stability. It's figuring out and focusing on yourself, what you need to learn. And that doesn't mean that you're not smart. That doesn't mean that you haven't learned a lot. There's always more to learn. Okay? I'm not even claiming that I know everything. I'm just reading the cards and telling you the energy right here, okay? But that humbleness, that grace, that compassion, that opens you up, that unblocks your heart, that softens your shell. And it's so important for you to remember the core of who you are through that process, okay? Queen of Cups, getting back to the place of love, getting back to unconditional love, yeah. But self-love, okay? Sometimes the Queen of Cups can really focus on loving others and then give too much out of herself, right? And then feel resentful. You need to see the truth of the matter, cutting through, making a breakthrough decision for yourself. Yeah, choosing different path, reevaluating all of this, all of what you view as love or understanding what you've given. Evaluate where that's gotten you, right? And then again, it's like you're focusing on not being satisfied with the outcome, right? And realizing that's the energy that you're broadcasting. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there. And I'm going to get Moon Witch and Healing Energy Oracles. Okay. Maybe I should get some messages. I'm going to get some messages, and I'm not going to say it's from your counterpart. I'm going to say it's from your unified self. Okay? Your unified self, who's trying to communicate what's going on, what you need to focus on, you know. Yeah. Let's see. Alright, Spirit, what messages is Darling's unified self trying to communicate now to their physical, tangible ego self right now? I didn't know the real you. I have a hard time trusting anyone. The thing is, when you don't trust people, right? When there's a trust barrier, right? It's first with yourself, always. Again, we got to bring the awareness back to self. Whatever we're projecting on others is actually a reflection of self. So, not trusting someone else because you feel like there's always hidden motives, or there's something that you're not aware of, there's something that you just can't see, there's some sort of foggy intention that's just showing you that, like, you aren't really aware of yourself, right? You're having a hard time trusting yourself. Okay. And this process, this whole situation, and this whole being separated, you know, physically or whatever, from this person is a process of you getting reacquainted with your soul self, with yourself, knowing yourself, and thus trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. I was a fool. Oh. Yeah. I'm not going to say that, but, you know, I feel like when these situations happen, we can feel that way. For sure. We can feel that way. Why didn't I see that? Why didn't I know that? I felt like I knew so much, and yet I didn't really know much. You know, I think that's why we have a hard time, is that we don't want to make a fool out of ourselves. Trusting others. Feeling like we ignorantly know someone when we don't, you know. But it's all back to the self. You know, it's like the version of yourself that you think you know, you think you're a fool, right? You don't see yourself very highly. Yeah. I have so many insecurities. I just can't deal. I just had to learn the hard way. That's this whole process, right? It brings up insecurities. It brings up the version of yourself that you didn't want to see, that moon energy. You're the only one who really gets me. Yeah. It does feel like this whole process, this whole journey is one that you have to learn the hard way, okay? But it's ultimately your commitment to yourself, your long-term commitment to yourself, sticking with yourself through the good and the bad, you know? Again, instead of pawning problems off on someone else, you come back to what part of the problem you can energetically understand or fix yourself, you know? And then coming to understand yourself, coming to have compassion for yourself. Yeah. I'm going to leave those messages there. Let's get the Moon Witch Oracles and then Healing Energy Oracles. Okay. All right, Spirit, what Moon Witch Oracles does Darling need here? wanted to come out, but then it flipped back. I'm going to leave it in, but it says Sekhmet, courage, truth, shadow work. Exactly. Trust. The universe has a plan for you. Yeah. Dark moon, pause, rest, you deserve it. Yeah. First quarter, it's time to commit. It's time to commit to yourself, to true unconditional love for yourself, to learning who you are, all of that, rather than focusing on someone external from you. Okay. All right, what healing energy oracles does my darling need? Joy. The sun was the first card that came out, and that's so joyful. Like a child, I discover joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. Return to heart. I breathe light and stick to the essential for my soul, the present moment. I calm my thoughts. I focus on my heart and find space to be where my light and greatness are. I find peace and inner silence. Okay. Transformation. I am constantly evolving. I improve inwardly by working on my weaknesses and refining my strengths. Life ensures I'm presented with situations that will help me learn and grow. I am aware of my progress and open my wings to the light. Inner beauty. I open the eyes of my heart and direct my gaze to the light within every being. Personality and physical appearance are in the image of man. Beauty and goodness are in the image of God. Attention. I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity arises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is constant. I am firm, brave, and hardworking. It's beautiful. That is so perfect for this whole situation. I want you to know that you're not alone in this situation, okay? You're not alone, and you're not a fool, and you're not bad, and, you know, this is a really beautiful becoming, okay? It's a really beautiful becoming, and you're learning who you are, and you're loving who you are, and the more that you do that, the more you bring your awareness back to self rather than focusing, and sending your wellness off to someone else's behavior. You're going to see amazing things transform. Okay? That's you coming back to your own soul, coming back to your own heart, right? It's very self-honoring. It's faithfulness to yourself. And I'm excited to see you step into that more frequently, more regularly, and giving yourself compassion when you have moments where you're not there, okay? Because you're human. You're not going to get it perfect every single time. No one expects perfection. There's no such thing. So, keep shining light on your awareness. Keep fighting that good fight, okay? And just remember how beautiful you are, heart and soul, okay? You need that. You deserve that. So, tomorrow is What's Good Wednesday. We're going to see what good things are coming in for you. I hope to see you there. But if not, that's okay too. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, a wonderful week, or a fantastic life. I love you so much. Take care and ta-ta.